What's going on, everyone? It's Marsellis back with another video, and we have to talk about Dogecoin again today because we did have a little dip here with Dogecoin. And right here is the trend line that we set in the previous video that I said we were going up on, and it was like right around here, around 55 cents, and we did start to go up, but we actually broke this trend line. So the question today is, will Doge continue to go up or down? So this question is pretty easy to answer because this is our all right, so we have two different type of trend lines, right? We have a long-term trend line and a short-term trend line. So when we go in our long-term view, this is our long-term short line, our trend line. And remember, inside of crypto, 1 week, 1 month, that's long inside of crypto. Crypto just fluctuates a lot. Look at this. About 2 weeks ago, we were all the way down here at it was about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago. We were all the way down here at 20 cents. And now you can see we went up to 70, now back down to 40. So this is the long-term trend line. And when we look at the long-term trend line, the long-term trend line, we know that we're going to continue to rise here on this trend line. Because as you can see, anytime we go up, we always bounce back. So if we were to go all the way up to 60 cents today, we'll bounce right back down to, probably 47 cents because we're always following our long-term trend line. So when we look at our short-term trend line, our short-term trend lines, they're really broken very easily. Like if we have huge growth like this and we just leave the trend line for just a quick second, like look, we actually left the trend line right here. We started to leave the trend line and then we got all the way up here, but we needed to come back to the trend line. So we did. And then we kind of broke out of it. And then we tried to get back in, but we needed to have that little correction here. And as you can see, another trend line was formed, a downward one. But this downward trend line is another short-term trend line. And as you can see, with it being a short-term trend line here, we actually ended up breaking that short-term trend line already because we got right back to our long-term trend line. So yeah, now we're back to our long-term trend line. So long story short, we are going to continue to go up in Doge. This is going to be one of the lowest prices that you'll get Doge at. And we may even drop down to 44 cents because as you can see, that is where the bottom of the trend line is. It's around 44 cents, 44.87. So even if we do drop back down, as you can see, the second we hit the long-term trend line, we bounced right back up. And it's kind of like that every time. The second we hit our long-term trend line after Saturday Night Live, we bounced right back up. So that's something you have to look at with Doge. Doge is always following the long-term trend lines. And yeah, this is what we are doing now. So yeah, this is our little short-term one. Our short-term trend line is going down, down, down. So we may continue to go down, maybe possibly to 43, 44 cents, like I said, or we may just continue to go up. But yeah, the long term, we are going up in the long term. But right now, short term, we can possibly go down to 44 cents or 43 and then bounce right back up here to our trend lines, make another trend line, more longer trend line. And actually, this is the beginning of a long-term trend line. And let me show you what I mean by the beginning of the beginning of a short-term trend line. All right, so let's look at this, the end of our trend line here. So this is where we are at right now. We're all the way right here at 46 cents. Now, what I believe we will do for our next short-term trend line, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing personally. So let me show you what I believe we can do for our next short-term trend line. We can do something just like this, just like how it was back there. This was a little less steep back here. This is a little more steep. It could be, a little more steep and go up like that. But remember, when we do go up on this trend line here, we're going to go right back down because it's kind of how we do with the trend lines. When we go up, we must come down back to our trend line and, kind of level it out right there. So yeah, this is just my predictions on what we will be doing. And then possibly once we do hit all the way up here, because remember, these are short-term trend lines that we're making here. Those goes up, those goes down short-term. But when we're looking at long-term, our long-term trend line could stop somewhere around here at 64 cents. And then we would drop back down and level maybe about 50 cents, 51 cents. So 55, possibly anywhere around there in the 50-cent range once we go up on our next trend line. So our next trend line is going to be a positive trend line. It's going to be an uptrend. So yeah, our next trend line is not going down. Right now is the time to get into Doge. Doge could drop down to 44 cents, but as you can see, this is the bottom of the trend line. So this is where we stop if we do go down. So it's kind of cool to look at these trend lines because you know exactly what's going to happen and you know exactly what you want to do. It just helps you plan out for the long term. So yeah, this is what we're doing here with Doge. And for our new trend line here, we could actually start going up on this trend line at any moment now, or this trend line could be cut a little short and not be as steep, because as you can see, this is a steep trend line. Let's say we go down to 44 cents, which would be down there, a 44-cent trend line. If we started that, it would go like this, and then we may not top out at 65 cents like before and top out at 64 cents before going down. So yeah, this is just a little technical analysis on Dogecoin and where we are going here with Dogecoin. And let's actually move this to the side. Now, our new short-term trend line could actually end up being, a little less steep, a little less like this one, because this trend line shot all the way up when we shot down from Saturday Night Live, but that's because people bought the dip. So that's the only reason why we went up. That was unnatural growth. Anytime you see a huge influx of purchases and sells, that's unnatural growth. Like all of this right here, this is all unnatural growth right here. All of it. And then this right here, this is natural growth. This is how Dogecoin grows without all of this pumping. So this is how Dogecoin will grow normally. So yeah, this is what we are doing with Dogecoin. So yes, we are going to continue to rise. We just need to continue to follow our trends and make sure that we stay on those trend lines. And just know, when people are pumping, when the news is all talking about Dogecoin, that is most likely when Dogecoin is going to get pumped and then dumped. But Dogecoin itself is not a pump and dump. It's just, short-term media trends turn into pump and dumps. Dogecoin itself is not a pump and dump. So yeah, that is just my thoughts and my idea of how we are going to continue to do things. I do think we are going to go like this way, towards this way with this trend line, and we can possibly rise right back up to 62 cents, but we will have to come right back down to the trend line. So over time, Doge is going to continue to grow, and on average, Doge will grow, sustainably about, look at this. This is May 10th, and then you go up here to May 11th, and all the way up here to about May 12th. So we see the way Doge grows. Doge can grow up to about, I want to say a penny, like not a penny, but maybe a half a penny a day is how Doge grows on our long-term short line, our long-term trend line. I don't know why I just now got mixed up there, but yeah, Doge will typically grow about a half a penny to a penny on our long-term trend line. And when I say long-term, remember, this is long-term trend line. So yeah, we can jump all the way up to 60 cents within the next few days, but we'll come back down here and we'll progressively go up by a half a penny every day. So yeah, Doge is projected to continue to rise, and this is a long-term investment, and it's kind of, it's kind of predictable how Doge moves. I'm not the best person with technical analysis, but I can easily do a Dogecoin technical analysis. And, this is kind of how I started off with technical analysis, just doing Dogecoin videos, because it's really easy to tell. It's really easy to, track Dogecoin. And yeah, it's really easy to just be right with every trend line that you set, because, it's Dogecoin. It's how it moves. The only time a trend line can really be broken is whenever we have a huge influx of purchases and a huge influx of sells. So as we can see, we had that here. We had lots of sell orders, and as we can see here, they bought the dip here. Yeah, they bought the dip, and then we had lots of buy orders. And now we're having sell orders because we went all the way up here to 59 cents and people are taking out their profits. As they take out their profits, we go right back down to our long-term trend line. And now people are going to put their profits that they earned right back in, then we'll go up. And that's actually what you see here with a lot of the whales. The whales sell all the time, but then they buy it back again. Like, look, this whale sold at 47 cents. Don't know why he did that. He could have sold way up at 59. He probably didn't know that it was gonna, tank like that. But you remember, these aren't just people. Some of them are actual exchanges. This whale was created yesterday. Look at this. This whale created yesterday bought $1.5 billion worth of Doge yesterday at 56 cents, and he still didn't sell it. This is not an exchange. This is a billionaire who just came in with one big purchase yesterday and still is owning Doge. So they watched their money go from 1.5 billion to 1.2 billion. So you can kind of see how these billionaire investors work and how they manage their money. They know exactly what Dogecoin is going to do. This person bought it at 56 cents, and this person is not worried at all that it dropped all the way down to 45 cents. This person is not worried at all. They bought it right up here, but they know that Dogecoin is going to continue to rise. So they're like, okay, we dropped a little bit, lost a couple $100 million, but it's nothing. Like, you're rich when you can lose $300 million on a speculative trade and then just, not be worried about it at all. And look, they're still holding. They got the diamond hands right now. And yeah, we are going to continue to rise with Dogecoin. There's so many different whales here that are heavily invested into Doge. And some of them sell, some of them don't. As you can see here, yeah, this one sold 400 million Doge. But then we can see up here, they bought like they bought about 1.7 billion Doge. So yeah, they bought 1.7 billion Doge, 1.7 billion Doge, and then they sold 500 million Doge. So that is a huge buy to sell ratio. They're buying way more than they're selling. So this tells us a lot about what we're doing with Doge and where we're going with Doge right now. And yeah, just know that we are going to continue to go up. And honestly, I hope these whales watch my video so then they can see the technical analysis. Because look at what this whale did. This whale bought all the way up here at the top. This whale bought at 50 cents, and then the whale sold at 49. So the whale sold at a loss. The whale bought at 50 cents, sold at 49, then sold again at 48. So this whale is, selling his Doge their Doge at a loss here. And if the whale just waited until it got to the bottom, the whale could have bought at the bottom, or the whale could just buy right now because we're gonna go up. Like, we already set the trend line. Like, all right, watch what this. Look at what I'm about to do here. So with this chart, I am almost 100% sure. So I'm gonna say 99% sure that we're gonna do some movement like this. We may go, shoot a little up there, do little movements like this. We may go down, and then we'll touch this short-term trend line. We're not going to go all the way down to the long-term trend line, because now we're starting a new uptrend for our short-term trend line, because we can't just trade on the long-term trend line forever. Like, Doge doesn't work like that. Doge has so many people buying that the movement in Doge is so unnatural that we require a short-term trend line. Like, we can have our long-term trend line with Doge, but Doge requires a short-term trend line, because this little squiggly line right here represents normal buying and normal selling. But Doge is ran by the media, so there's no normal buying and no normal selling. This right here represents the non-normal buying and the non-normal selling. All of this is not normal. It's just because the media pumps it and the media dumps it, and things go crazy. Whales buy, whales sell, so it goes crazy. And if you look right here, you can see that we're going to actually start climbing on this trend line the second we touch it, and then we're probably going to get a huge jump here, because honestly, we are kind of I want to say we're consolidating. A lot of people have, specific definitions for consolidating, but I'll say this is a good consolidation. We're going to trade sideways till we hit our short-term trend line, or we may just go up before we hit our short-term trend line. But we 99% know, not 100, but 99% know that we're going to do a jump like this once we hit the trend line. So once we hit this, we know we're going to jump. We may even jump before we hit it, but we know that we are going to jump. Now, Doge, I do not think that it'll go all the way back down here to about 44 cents, because I just don't think we're gonna see a 40-cent Doge again. Like, just based purely off of our long-term trend line. I don't think Doge is gonna go back, all the way down. Like, look at this long-term trend line that we have here with Doge. We've been following it since April 3rd. And I think actually before April 3rd, let me go out on a farther view here, because I just did it from April 23rd, not 3rd. But I did the trend line from April 23rd because I figured, why not? But yeah, even when you bring our long-term trend line all the way back here, you can kind of see we've been going on the same trend since April 11th or April 12th, April 11th, around that area. And that's actually when Elon was doing a lot of tweets about Dogecoin. So the second he starts to tweet about Dogecoin, we set our new long-term trend line, because now we have hype on it. Now that we have hype, we have people that are invested into Doge. Now that we have people invested in Doge, we know that those people are going to be more likely to continue to buy Doge and continue to trade it, get back in, get back out. So we know money's going to continue to flow through Doge because of our long-term trend lines here. So yeah, money is flowing through Doge like a river right now. Let's go back here and look at actually, let's go over to Twitter really quick. Before we do that, let's look at our market cap. So $60 billion market cap, $21 billion in the last 24 hours. So that's pretty good right now. We're definitely going to go up on an uptrend now, because you can see the last 24 hours was our short-term trend line. and now the next 24 hours will be a short-term, positive trend line. We had our short-term negative trend line, and now we have to go on our short-term positive trend line. Just think about when someone jumps. When you jump, you're gonna come back down because of gravity. So that's kind of what's happening here with Doge. You can see that Doge is kind of fluctuating right now, and look at where we are at right there. And actually, I want to go right back here to our more long-term trend line, so I can actually fix this a little bit, because I don't like having it all the way down here by the 13th, because we have been growing like that since the 13th, but it'd be more accurate, calculating from the 23rd, because this is when, this is after Doge Day 420. People sold out and had paper hands, so that's something we have to look at, because a lot of sell orders happened at that day, and a lot of buy orders happened as well. So that is a good point to start when you're looking at your long-term trend line. So here we are, like I said, with this short-term trend line. Look at this. What did I say? I said consolidation. What are we doing? We're trading sideways and we're consolidating. So we are trading sideways. We are consolidating. It does not want to go below this 46-cent range. We have a lot of support at the 60 cents range. And as you can see, we're trying to get here. That's the line I drew, and we're trying to continue to trade sideways. But look, when you see movement like this, we're about to jump. When you see movement like this in a consolidation, when it's just trading sideways, this is short term though. So remember, we're jumping short term. So we're actually about to break out here with Doge. We can honestly possibly break out like that, or it could suffer another downtrend, because look, 1, it stops here at 46 cents, 2 stops at 46 cents. So our target price right now is really determined by where we're about to go now with this current consolidation, because we can't keep trading small amounts like this. Look how small that is. This is going to get smaller and smaller, and this is probably the smallest it's going to get before it dips or go up. So anything can happen right now. So we know once we dip, like I said, once we dip, the lowest we're going to do is right there, and then boom, go right up to the moon. So this is how we're doing it. So hopefully something like this happens and we can see it dipping. And like I said, we could either dip or we could go up there. So this is the consolidation. So now once we hit that, this trend line right here, we can now move it, because now we know that it's not about to shoot up there, because it just now broke the consolidation. Since it broke that, now we know that we're going to trade up here. And actually, guys, let me know if you want to see me doing technical analysis live, because this would help so many people who are day trading and swing trading live, because then you can see exactly what the charts are going to do live. You know exactly how much money you want to put in and exactly how much money you're going to make. So I want to know if you all would like a live video, because I would have to buy a few things. If I'm going to do a live video, I'd have to go ahead and buy a webcam, and pretty much just a webcam, and probably a green screen just so it can look cool. But I'll do all that, and if you guys really like the live video style, I will do that. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just a guy on YouTube. So let's go over here to our Twitter and look at the hype, because Dogecoin is all about the hype. Shiba Inu coin, this is actually going really big right now, and it's on crypto.com now. So I'm gonna make a video about Shiba Inu, because I actually just now invested into it, and I think it's actually a pretty good investment. So look at that, ranked number 19 for coin market cap. Shiba Inu is going crazy right now. So, and it's crazy cheap. So honestly, I don't even know at this point. Honestly, Shiba Inu can do some crazy things right now, and we can see some crazy gains. So definitely check that out if you're a little more risky investor, because just know it has been pumped right now, so it could get dumped at any moment. Even though it could get dumped at any moment, I still put money into it, and I got millions of Shiba Inu right now, but lots of millions. Shiba Inu is crazy right now. But this is a Dogecoin video, but gotta talk about the Shiba. I'll make a separate Shiba Inu video for you all. But let's go ahead and let's go to BitPay first. I really like BitPay and what they do for Dogecoin, because they do a lot with transactions, and just transactions between different exchanges, different companies and stuff. But they haven't posted anything new. Let's go over to Elon Musk's page. So we actually have this going straight to the moon. Literally gonna have a Dogecoin going to the moon. This is going to be really cool that this happens, that we're actually going to launch a SpaceX satellite called Doge 1 to the moon. So it's also paid for in Doge, so that's going to be really crazy to have. But yeah, Dogecoin is a really cool investment right now because we're always trending. Look at this, Shiba Inu is trending in Florida. That is where I'm at, and that's probably why I learned about it so quick, because it's trending really big out here amongst a lot of people. And yeah, we're continuing to rise. But yeah, Shiba Inu is one crypto that you do not want to miss out on, because I know there's a Dogecoin video, I keep saying that, but Shiba Inu has so much potential. Let's go over there and look at this. So look at this price. Like, this is so cheap. Like, if you would have bought Dogecoin at this price, imagine how much money you would have right now. That would be a lot of money. I don't even know how much. But let's go over to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko kind of have, different layouts. I like CoinGecko better for the layouts, but I think CoinMarketCap might have more accurate information. Oh, that is just a little, gem right there, because you look at here at the market cap, it says question mark. You look at this market cap on a coin market cap, it says 11.2 billion. So that's crazy right now. 11.2 billion. Fully diluted market cap 28 billion. Fully diluted, I believe that means that it's look at this. They say the market cap if the max supply was in circulation. So yeah, if the max supply was in circulation, it would be worth that much, 28.4 billion. So we can only have $28.4 billion. I really think Shiba Inu is going to go to the moon, honestly. Circulating supply, 394. Oh, wow. All right, so there's a lot of circulating supply right here with Shiba Inu. This is billion, 394 billion. And we know that Dogecoin is 129 billion circulating supply. The total max supply that we can have is over a billion, over a trillion. Like right here, this is a billion, this is a trillion right here. I guess it's a gazillion, whatever you would want to call that after a trillion. I want to look that up. What's after a trillion? So yeah, what's after a trillion? After a billion, of course, a trillion, then comes quadrillion. Wow, the max supply of Shiba Inu is 1 quadrillion. This is crazy. This is just crazy. That's a lot of supply there. So that's why I said this is a more risky investment. It could be pumped, it could be dumped. Anything could happen with Shiba Inu. Honestly, I don't even know right now with Shiba Inu. Anything could happen at this point. Shiba Inu has been going on for a little while here, but we had just recently been pumping and pumping. Now we have billions of dollars in Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu could drop at any minute now. So it's a really risky investment. I'm definitely going to probably put more money in it because I'm a risky investor. And yeah, it's like that. But let's look at the so our 24-hour trading volume is at 15 billion, right? And then our market cap is at, or this is $15 billion, not 15 billion Shibas. You gotta get that straight. And then fully diluted market cap is 28 billion. I have about 45 million Shiba Inu. I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent here. 45 million Shiba Inu equals about 1.3k. So I have about $1,300 in it, and it gave me 45 million of Shiba Inu. So that's kind of crazy to look at, because if it hits $1, just imagine Shiba Inu at $1. That would be $45 million. $45 million. But I don't know if it could hit $1, because look at this supply. Like, the max supply is huge. 1 quadrillion for max supply, 394 billion for the circulating supply. Yeah, this is crazy. I don't even know what to think about that. Yeah, actually, it's more than 394 billion. But we're just gonna give CoinMarketCap that. We're just gonna give them that win right there. But yeah, like I said, we were going to hit this with Dogecoin. Let's get back to Dogecoin here. We were going to hit this to Dogecoin and go right back up to our previous support that we had. Look at this. I have been predicting Dogecoin since day one. I know exactly what we're doing here. I know it kind of looks messy here, but we need all these lines, because this kind of shows, that the technical analysis is right, So yeah, we're going to do some crazy stuff like this. We may go down and do another dip and then just shoot up, or we may shoot up before even doing that dip. So remember, with crypto, we always have multiple options for these lines. So yeah, the chart could go multiple ways, but we know it's not gonna go below our long-term trend line because it's our long-term trend line. We're not gonna break that. We're not breaking 45 cents. We're not breaking 44 cents because that's where our long-term trend line is. So yeah, not breaking 44 cents. I didn't want to say 45 because, you know, it could go below 45 because we're at 45.68, but it is not going below 44 because our long-term trend line. Like I said, we were going to dip after doing a little jump here, go right back down to our long-term trend line, but we can't break it. Remember that we cannot break 44 cents. It's not going to happen. We're going to go right back down here, and then we're going to shoot right back up just like that. So yeah, I like watching these charts. It's actually pretty fun. It makes you feel smart because you know exactly what's about to happen, and it's like you're predicting it. So I've always been really into math, charts, and stuff like that, even science. But yeah, this is crazy movement with Dogecoin. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is just a little Dogecoin update, what we are doing and what we are projected to do. And yes, I am predicting that we are going to get right back up to 60 cents within the next 5 days. 60 cents within the next 5 days, possibly before then. But yeah, within the next week, 50 cents. Or I mean 60 cents. Hands down, 60 cents next week. But yeah, this is how we are going right now for Dogecoin. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about this video and if you would like a live video. And remember, check out the description and sign up for Robinhood and Webull, and you will get a free stock. And you can also get Dogecoin on Webull. And also, I have a crypto.com link in there, and crypto.com actually has Shiba Inu. And that's what I also want to talk about, that because that's really big, because you can actually buy things with your crypto.com card. So I'm going to talk about that in my next video. I know this video is kind of getting a little long, so I'll put that in my next video about Shiba Inu, and I'll be back with another video. Peace.